Good morning, everyone. I'm Brian Howard, principal of Petaluma High School. Welcome to the commencement ceremonies honoring the graduating class of 2009. At this time, I would like to invite the senior members of the Petaluma High School Choir to come forward for the singing of the national anthem and to introduce Hope Hanselman, ASB President, to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Everybody please stand. Wait till the choir comes.
You need to move the mic closer to the speaker that's not carrying enough.
Please begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please stay standing for the anthem.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare above bursting air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, sing us that star-spangled banner yet wave, o'er the land of the free, the home of the brave.
Please be seated. Thank you, Petaluma High School Choir, Ms. Fulkerson, and the band led by Cliff Eveland. It is my pleasure to introduce to you members of the Petaluma City Schools Board of Education and members of the Petaluma City Schools Administrative Cabinet. Representing members of the Petaluma City School Board are Troy Sanderson, PCS Board President, Christina Koch, PCS Board Member and Clerk, Lou Steinberg, PCS Board Member, Carolyn Tennyson, PCS Board Member, and Mary Schaefer, PCS Board Member. Also present with us this morning are Dr. Greta Vigay, Superintendent of Public Petaluma City Schools, Steve Bowman, Deputy Superintendent of Business and Administration, Petaluma City Schools, and Ron Everett, Director of Educational Services, Petaluma City Schools. At this time, I'd like to ask Hope Hanselman, the ASB President, to come to the stage to address you with her opening remarks.
Graduating class of 2009, I stand before you today with a confession. Today is not the first day of the rest of our lives. As we walk this stage today in our caps and gowns, we don't leave behind our past. We don't become adults today. Today, we do not enter into the real world, no. No, you see, today is proof. Proof in your strength of character, proof in your determination, and in your intelligence. Today is proof that we are already independent, individual, incurable adventurers of this world. We have already known success and failure, optimism and despair, fear and courage. We have broken our bones and broken our hearts, and yet we are here today. And that, my colleagues, my classmates, my friends, that is your proof that you are already a citizen of this world. Have you taken a look around yet? Do you realize where we're sitting? This is a field on which 7 years ago we competed against each other in the West Side Relays. This is a field on which 4 years ago we chased each other across during freshman PE. A field we have snuck into on summer nights. A field on which we have played homecoming games, soccer games, gathered for track meets, for fire drills, marched for band practice, met for capture the flag, for yearbook signing, for powder puff. And this is a field on which 4 weeks ago we met for our last and final class picture as seniors, as friends, as adults. And I'll see you back here someday when we've grown old, when we have children and grandchildren and wrinkles on our faces, when we've changed the world, when life has weathered us. Someday we'll make our way back to Durst Field with stories, experiences, wisdom far beyond anything we can imagine now. But we'll step onto this field with our friendships still resonating in these hills, with memories of our childhood still lingering in every corner of these neighborhoods, and once again, we'll be united in the same spirit that brings us here today. We are intelligent, we are determined, and we are strong. That's who we've been and who we forever will be. And you promise me that you will never forget that you will never be ashamed of the person you are, because in 30, 40, 50 years from now, you will still have that same powerful character that brought you to your high school graduation. Today, we build on that character. Today, we trust it to lead us forward. Now, parents, family, friends, and supporters in the stands, on your invitation to this morning's graduation ceremony was a quote from Guillaume Apollinaire that reads, "Come to the edge," he said. They said, "We are afraid." "Come to the edge," he said. They came, he pushed them, and they flew. My fellow graduates of the year 2009, today, we fly. Now, please join me in welcoming to the podium the recipients of the Rising Star Award, Monica Lopez Ortiz and Merlina Zuniga Campos.
Hello, class of 2009! We did it! All the hard work we've been through has finally paid off. We are the recipients of the district's Rising Star Award for Academic Excellence.
Hola, clase del 2009. Lo hicimos. Todo el trabajo que difícilmente hemos hecho ha llegado con una recompensa. Nosotras somos las candidatas que el distrito escogió para el premio de la estrella naciente. Today, we are all proud that many of you achieved everything you wanted to do and more. Looking forward to your careers in life after high school, we truly hope you continue to reach your own stars. As you do, you will become a person of highest integrity.
Hoy todos estamos muy orgullosos de que ustedes lograron todo lo que querían y más. Mirando hacia adelante en sus carreras de la vida después de la preparatoria, en verdad estamos seguras que cada uno de ustedes alcanzará las estrellas. A la vez que lo harán siendo unas personas de alta integridad. At times, we all face learning challenges, but we doubled the effort to maintain our grades while we still kept going at our other activities. Our families and teachers are the ones to thank for helping us overcome obstacles, because without them, we would be nothing. We encourage you to thank all your teachers for helping us overcome and helping us teach all the necessary skills for the outside world, and our families who keep supporting us throughout our lives.
A veces enfrentamos pruebas de aprendizaje, pero con doble esfuerzo pudimos mantener buenas notas y al mismo tiempo seguimos con otras actividades. Nuestras familias y maestros son los que deberíamos agradecer por ayudarnos a vencer nuestros obstáculos. Los encomiamos a que les den gracias a sus maestros por haberles enseñado las habilidades necesarias para enfrentar el mundo de afuera, y a nuestras familias que nos han ayudado durante todas nuestras vidas. Recuerden que esta graduación marca el final de una trayectoria, pero a la vez nos introduce a otra nueva.
Remember, graduation marks the end of one path, but as it ends, a new path begins. Thank you.
Gracias.
I would like to introduce to you the president of our class 2009, Maggie Diesendorf. Welcome, friends, family, faculty, and the class of 2009. When I look back to when I first began high school 4 short years ago, I remember feeling like it was a whole new world. I remember looking up at the older classmen, admiring their superiority and what seemed like endless confidence. I remember only wishing I was in their position, older and wiser, and ready to embark onto the next stage in life. Now, as I look around at my fellow classmates and think back on the years that are now behind us, it is hard to believe that we are those kids, that we are the ones who have the opportunity to depart from adolescence and begin our lives as independent adults. Although most of us feel completely ready to leave, we cannot help but reminisce over these last 4 years and how they have transformed us into the people who sit here today. High school was a time that allowed us to form friendships, bonds that may last for the rest of our lives. It was a time where we grew and matured, where we learned what kind of people we are and what kind of people we want to be. It was a time where we had to make decisions, and it was a time that we certainly made mistakes. It created memories, such as beating Casa Grande in the Egg Bowl this year, and storming the field to rip down Casa's sign and to congratulate our players. Memories that we will never forget. It was a time that provided each one of us with stress, as we stayed up all night studying for a test or doing everything we could to finish that project. High school tested our abilities as people and as students and forced us to become motivated and dedicated human beings. Most importantly, high school embodies everything that we are. It encapsulates our achievements, our records, our legacies, our memories, our friendships, and 4 years of our lives. It was our home for 7 hours of the day, for 5 days a week, for 4 short years that seemed to fly by. And even though some memories will fade, some friendships may be lost, and new students will enter Petaluma High School with no knowledge of our existence, these aspects of high school have truly shaped us into the confident and capable people who sit here on graduation day. Now, as we continue on in our various paths, it may seem a lot like the first day of high school. We are the freshmen once again. We are the kids looking longingly up at our elders, people who seem so full of wisdom and knowledge. We are nervous and anxious for what is to come and where our lives may lead us. Yet, never cease to remember that high school has readily prepared us all for this moment. It has sculpted us into confident individuals who are prepared for the next stages in life. So, do not forget to think back on high school, because even though the 4 short years that were high school are over, the lessons and the knowledge will last a lifetime. Remember, this is not the end, this is only the beginning. Congratulations, class of 2009. I wish each one of you the best of luck in your future endeavors, and I know you will succeed. Please join me in welcoming to the stage our next speaker, our salutatorian, Karen Wing.
Today is a day that has been 13 years in the making. Today is a day filled with many emotions, and although today is a joyous event as it marks the close of a large and significant chapter in our lives, it is a bittersweet moment for most of us. Today is a day that symbolizes all of our hard work over the years and rewards us for our efforts. But today is also a day that begins the next segment of our lives, and with it brings new challenges and responsibilities. For me personally, it always felt as if high school was never going to end. 4 years seemed like an eternity. But as I stand up here today, dressed in all white, I am astounded by the speed with which this moment has arrived. As I reflect back on my years at the high school, I realize that I have learned and experienced quite a lot. I think the most important lesson that I have learned up to this point has been that life is a balancing act, and we must continuously shift ourselves to find that perfect point of equilibrium. For about 3 of my 4 years at this school, I worked really hard. I kept myself grounded and pushed forward with everything I had. Let me just tell you, there is very little I remember about those years outside of the realm of school and my involvement in dance. Don't get me wrong, I don't regret those years by any means, and I know that they are the reason I am standing up here before you today. But it has been in this year, my senior year, that I have come to learn and understand the lesson of balance. I once believed that I had it all figured out. I knew how to perfectly balance hard work with more hard work, but in my final year at the school, I have come to realize that having fun is just as important as working hard. And with that, I think I have finally figured out what they meant by balancing act. I still had just as much work to complete, and my schedule was still just as busy and crazy as it had always been. But I somehow also found the time to enjoy high school, and it has made all the difference for me. As I mentioned before, today is a bittersweet day for most. Although I am looking forward to what the future has in store for me, I will honestly miss the days that have led up to this one. So, my encouragement to all of you is to find your perfect balance in life. Know when to push and when to kick back and have some fun. Fellow graduates, as with every day, today will come to an end. We will be high school graduates and equally important, young adults. Tomorrow begins the rest of our lives. I hope that you will embrace the challenges that the future holds and find a way to enjoy yourself along the way, because, as these last 4 years have shown us, life has a tendency to speed by us. Winston Churchill once said, "Success is not final, failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts." As we walk away from the high school today as graduates, please remember that the success of today is a mere stepping stone in the pond of life. Although we may not yet know what our next step will be or where our futures will take us, if we stay strong and remember to keep a good balance in our lives, we will soon enough see our path. Congratulations, class of 2009. We made it! And now, please join me in welcoming to the podium our valedictorian, Miss Kelly Lucchese.
Good morning, fledglings, class of 2009. It truly is an honor to speak to you today. And oh, the places you'll go. On a day such as today, a certain Dr. Seuss would say, "Congratulations, today is your day. You're off to great places, you're off and away. You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes, you can steer yourself any direction you choose." But before you go off steering yourself away with your brains in your shoes, wait, was that right? I'm all confused. Anyway, before you fledglings hop to the edge of your nests and fly away, before you step into the void empty-handed, as the sagacious Miss Blakesley once did say, you must remain here in the hot, hot sun and listen to me blab about things that are perhaps not so fun. Meow, this is not an easy task. Speaking seriously, as you can see, is rather a trouble for me. Yes, it is definitely ironic that your valedictorian would prefer to read Dr. Seuss than to fill your ears with inspiring juice. But I've realized that I too have felt the surge of rebellion that has pulsed throughout our class during this past few weeks of high school. However, as ready as we are to finally graduate from Petaluma High, I know that we will reminisce upon these memories we have created here for a long time to come. Beyond the chemical equations, the critical analyses, and the conjugated verbs lie the true life lessons that we learned here. The importance of perseverance, pride, gratitude, determination, respect, friendship, teamwork, and selflessness were taught here not only in the classroom, but on this field, on the basketball court, on the volleyball court, on the wrestling mat, on the baseball field, on the stage, in the pool, on this track. These are the lessons that will stay with us forever, long after you have forgotten the lines of Shakespeare, the quadratic equation, or those 50 decimals of pi you learned last year for Pi Day. Yes, these are the enduring life lessons we learned at Petaluma High that have shaped us into the people we are today, the people who will change the world tomorrow. Oh, the places you'll go. You'll be on your way up. You'll be seeing great sights. You'll join the high flyers who'll soar to great heights. You won't lag behind because you'll have the speed. You'll pass the whole gang and soon take the lead. Wherever you fly, you'll be the best of the best. Wherever you go, you will top all the rest. Except when you don't, because sometimes you won't. I'm sorry to say so, but sadly it's true that bang-ups and hang-ups can happen to you. I will tell you that I have certainly been banged up. I'm sure you have too. I will never forget the time I completely failed one of Mr. Granados' history tests. Yeah, I'm sure you did too. Then I watched him mark up my test with that unforgiving red pen while tears began to flood my face. Then he called me over to him and told me something I would never forget. He said, "My fledgling, even geniuses have their days. You may have failed today, but you are not a failure." I went on to ace his final exam and cried that day as well, out of joy. Besides the knowledge of world history I gained from Mr. Granados' class, I learned a true lesson in perseverance. And though our teachers and parents have tried desperately to cram as much knowledge and wisdom into our heads as possible before pushing us to the ledge of our nests, the lessons we carry with us in our hearts will give us our wings. And will you succeed? Yes, you will indeed. 98 3/4% guaranteed. Kid, you'll move mountains. So be your name Boxbum or Bixie or Bray or Mordecai Alley Van Allen O'Shea. You're off to great places. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting, so get on your way. Congratulations, class of 2009. And now, will you please give a warm welcome to our principal, Mr. Howard.
Thank you, Kelly, and all the speakers. Welcome, class of 2009. You have arrived at the doorstep of tomorrow. Today, you will leave innocence behind you to enter the world of experience. William Blake once wrote, "Innocence and experience are contrary states of the human soul, bound together through discovery." Today, you are ready to discover, to choose how you will cross the bridge of your life from innocence to experience, to contribute to the natural, moral, social, and political realms for greater good of humanity and the world around you. The challenge is great. We have environmental pollution, natural resource depletion, corporate malfeasance, and wars in Afghanistan and Iraq. Yet you, my friends, are entering experience when change is afoot. We believe in you. This is an historic time. Yes, we have elected the first African American president. Our president embraces change. President Obama and the world are ready to embrace you. Citizens in our country have nominated for the first time a Puerto Rican American for the Supreme Court. Yet what should not be forgotten is the fact that these two American leaders have had to travel the same winding road from an innocence to experience that you face today. Both leaders were the descendants of immigrants. Sotomayor was raised by her mother. President Barack Obama was raised by his grandmother. Both leaders learned what they know in American high schools and graduated just as you are doing today. They did not stop at this threshold, nor will you. They went on to graduate from Columbia University, Harvard Law, Princeton, and Yale, respectively. Both believed they could achieve their dreams, and they did, and you will too. Their families and their teachers taught them what they know, just as your family and our teachers have taught you. Thank you, parents and teachers. We are grateful. Success can be defined in many other ways, from becoming a machinist, organic farmer, teacher, entrepreneur, CEO, to becoming a doctor, a lawyer, a policeman, politician, fireman, musician, artist, or engineer, to name but a few. Class of 2009, you have sown the seeds of your future here at Petaluma High School. It is time to reap the harvest. Walk through the door of tomorrow and become the leaders you have prepared to be. Yes, you can and will succeed. You have grown and changed. You have experimented with identity in the clothes you wear, the way you behave, the friends you make, the values you hold. You have found yourself. You, class of 2009, are Trojans. Every experience gained since the days spent in elementary school, Petaluma High School Trojans, every experience gained since days spent in elementary school to all the memorable learning experiences here at Petaluma High School have prepared you for the journey that continues today. You have learned to experiment in biology, chemistry, and physical science labs, and yes, you have stained a few ceiling tiles along the way. You have learned to write essays that challenge your views of the world and kept on practicing for our plays. You have built small and large engines, some that we use for driving today. You have provided sheds for our firemen and designed A-frame houses in AutoCAD and projects for Pax Scientific in clay. You have written Avogadro's number on the Cinderella stairs and filmed quite a few movies that are shown today. You have participated in Pi Day, sold smoothies in Troy's, and made decorative floral displays. You have learned about contract and marriage law and participated in FFA, FBLA, CSF, JSA, and Skills USA. You are healthy, HI-trained, PE-powered Walker Creek aficionados of the natural world. You are scholar athletes and athletic champions. Today, Sterling Lockhart is competing in a track ceremony when he's unable to make it here. He is an example of all of you. You have the knowledge, passion, and creativity needed in order to make a difference in the world and achieve your dreams. Yes, you can go all the way. Students of the class of 2009, embrace the experience. You have learned Okay. Students of the class of 2009, embrace the experience you have learned as you move ahead in your life. We love you. We wish you well as you step into your future of experience. We thank you for all your years spent together. We pass you the torch of leadership and await your shining light of hope. At this time, I would like to ask Dr. Greta Vigay, Superintendent of Petaluma City Schools, to the podium to accept the class of 2009. I hereby certify that the class of 2009 has completed all the requirements for graduation and present the class of 2009.
By the authority vested in me by the Petaluma City Schools Board of Education, I hereby accept the class of 2009 for graduation. Congratulations.
Will the first row stand? It is time to give out the diplomas.
Hope Lauren Hanselman. Margaret Grace Diesendorf. Karen Elizabeth Wing. Kelly Marie Lucchese. Monica Lopez Ortiz. Melena Marcela Zuniga Campos. Brandon Matthew Matelli. Marissa K. Mascharini. You're so cute. Elise Francis Woody. Christian Deveza Cruz. Haley Eleanor Keegan. Elizabeth Rose Pearson. Laura Francesca Kincaid. Emily Marie Coletta. Parker Davis Inglis Russell. Jesse Edwin North. Alex Tyler Hartlieb. Cody James
Anderson. David Chad Annenson. Joe Orengo Amador.
Grace Arden Kwan Wick. Nicholas Daniel Payne. Justin Bradley Palmer. Hillary Lene Housen. Ryan Anthony Lackey. Tina Marie Fisher. Hannah Megan Hawes. Lauren Louise Rollins. Amanda Rose House. Bradley Matthew Thomas. Heather Lynn Casarati. Temple Marie Chiamati. Brittany Carol King. Brianna Bernice Dolcini. Jadine Renee James. Marina Rose Balistreri. Casey Lynn Peterson. Madeline Marie Simmons. Kelly Ann Karstensen. Neil Thomas Skilling. Benjamin Richard Lattimore Stern. Carcacci. Joaquin Michael Carcacci. Lydia Barrett McGrath. Ernest J. Ongaro IV.
Hannah Hermosillo Perkins. Brittany Alexandra Freitas. Danica Linda Marsh. Juliana Katharina Gallo. Eunice Reyes Delgado. Anya Elise McElroy. Gina Sarita Posake. Melissa Dominique Ortelli. The Alexander G. Luna. Benjamin James Marshall. Alec Gavin Brownlee. Anthony Kyle Mason. Julia Leah Martin. Kelsey Danielle Dunbar. Caleb Christas Tremblay. Roberto Gonzalez Huerta. Brandon Lee Mercado Felipe. Devin Lockhart. Cody Ginwright. Alex Michael Cooper. Alexandra Kathleen Hammond. Hi, sweetie. Mary Elizabeth Ann Dolcini. Jacqueline Kathleen Liparini Carr. Kristen Elaine Morse. Anna Ruth Krieg. Kirsten Ann Hilbert. Sarah Jane Servant. Samantha Lynn Proto. Courtney Taylor Raffelli. Maggie Ray Swanson. Calvin Lee Backman. Alicia Ann Giovanato. Caitlin May Wiley. Amethyst Rose Humphreys Stretch. Catherine Elizabeth Thomas. Lindsay Taylor Matthias. Maria Elizabeth Fisher. Mandy Rose Brazil. Melissa Michelle Meikle. Kelly Marie Bergstedt. Bryce Straubert. Bryce David Straub. Sylvina Francina Texera. Paige Geard Commadaran. Natalie Brooke Gale. Rochelle Bellestrazi. Taylor Anthony Ben. Mariah Heather Wasserman.
Alyssa Marie Purcell. Shalena Cerna. Aaliyah Dunwoody Wattenberg. Shelby Lynn Pope. Keenan McRae Hale. Shanley Alexander Nichols. Kyle Kazaharu Yoshioko. Shannon Michelle Talbot. Mary Lydia Renzel. Lydia Justine Barclay. Marissa K. Hansen. Emily Renee Hart. Lindsay Nicole Mayer. Kathleen Ambrose. Candy Williams. Julia Simas. Oliver Silva. Jenny Marie Perry. Courtney Lee Watt. Louise Madeline Menendez. Grayson Clark Langford. Benjamin Paul Nelson. John James Sampietro. Richard Vincent Slavin.
Whitney Olivia White. Shelby Katrina Smith. Chelsea Corina Hudson. Okay. Joseph James Kellner. Henry Blaise Silvestrini. Kevin Helms. Spencer Conte. Rocco John Boswell Rivetti. John Rivetti Boswell. Are we doing this for real? Oh, yeah. Henry Washer. Brandon Michael Cannon. Andrew Robert Bellaflay. Hernan Hernandez Esquivel. Miguel Angel Diaz. Kenneth Lowry DeVore. Christopher Michael Barron. Robert Stephen Sutliff. Dennis Michael Kenny Jr. Robert Vincent Catelli. Joseph Anthony Garoni Jr. Christopher Mario Bottini. William Christopher Griffith. Juan Fiesco Bravo. Gerardo Sanchez.
Alexander Martin Gardner. Laura Joy Baldwin. Hua Singyu.
Mónica Giovanna Guzman Gonzalez.
Maria Elena Diaz Toledo.
Diana Steffi Chávez Guardales.
Rosa Isela Tenoco Villegas. Sean William Gujulak. Kevin Robert Parno. Skylar Emerson Stover.
Andrea Castelli. Maribel López Ponce.
Lucero Rodriguez.
Omar Rodriguez.
Rebecca Marcias Utardo. Jennifer Carreño Arengo.
Diana Hernández Bautista.
Marina Maria Nunes. Eduardo Torres.
Elizabeth Joyce Schleff.
Paul McBride Shaw.
Amanda Rose Miller. Annabelle Mary Lugo. Hannah Renee Langley. Leanne Suter. Luis Alberto Vargas Rivera. Anel Janet Guzmán Hermosillo. Héctor Hugo Carreño Solorzano. Erika Yadira López Vidal. Josué Ortiz Carreño. Spencer Mukana Bulu. Michael Caldwell Nahimo. Gus Rushing Boyd. Jennifer Catherine Domich. Sarah Elizabeth Schur. Alyssa Danielle Offinger. Linda Jane Rupp. Kimberly Cora Ponting. Krista Michelle Neary. Courtney Joanne Horn. Caitlin Barbara Curran. I'd like to wish a happy 18th birthday and congratulations to my daughter, Jordan Wadsworth Browson. Alexandra Rose Perez. Brittany Jane Witham. Mia Teresa Greco.
Kinsey Torte Suarez.
Megan Elizabeth Westner. Welby Soriano Castellanos. Jason Anthony Munger. Melinda Marie Gregory. Margaret Arthur. Christina Karen Martin. Rosamond Sylvia Wilson. John Anderson. Mark Anthony Salona. Tyler James Linder. Ramus Arrow Jones. Hayden John Richter. Michael James Phillips. Daniel Carl Myers. Ava Ann Moynihan. Adlard. Caitlin Marie Adlard. Erin Elizabeth Fracoli. Annika Stinette Lund. Lou Johnson. Hey, come give me a hug. Kelly Ann O'Connor. Brian Michael Sloan.
Zachary Gage Morgan. Stephen Thomas Connors. Luke W. Haywood. Alexander Harrison Hurt. Devin Thomas Katolika. Garrett Rowell Reesbeck. William Ryder Harrell. William James Simpson. Garrett James Hale. Cody Powell Hess. Alexander Keith Mann. Brian Joseph Aston. Joshua David Adlard. Casey James Kehoe. Malia Louise Buccelli. Megan Elizabeth Tuchel. Morgan Shaylin Lemus. Joseph Patrick Will.
Candace Luella England. Alicia June Stoppel. Rachel Brianna Gifford. Darlene Patricia Ashley June Erica Butler. Jacqueline Faith Kate. Mackenzie Jeanette Boyd. Nicole Lee Ritchie. Shelby Ann Nelson. Leo Hernandez Cruz. Jordan Taylor Pyle. Jose Trinidad Saldana Vasquez. Gino James Cerisa. Lucas Michael Charles. Oh, you guys are real funny. Keith John Moretti. Garrett Wesley Gabor. Brandon Ray Hansen. Lydia Grace Tresh. Teresa Josephine Rowley. Kyle Mitchell Dolcini. Veronica Lee Lang. Michaela Elizabeth Maley. Samuel Patrick Cheetah. Laura Marie Ruth Ceci Talent.
Amanda Christine Alejos. Corinne Rose Burke. Jordan Medeiros. Colton David Coates. That goes to photographer. Stephanie Marie Moore. Alex Carmel Descano. Addie Wynn Rosales. Laura Christine Tusher. Kathleen Elizabeth Coates. Jasmine Corlin McClelland. Gabriel George Adams. Melissa Marie Cunningham. Ashley Nicole Walker. Chelsea Marie Mate. Erin Leigh Monahan. Shante Noel Labruzzi. Danae Nicole Burbank. Talisa Emanuela Correa. Cassandra Rose Patello. Kelsey Irene Keene. Jared Allen Piazza. Jacob Angelo Dellinger. Colton Ross Fikert.
Zoe, whoa, what happened? Zoe Walks Bell. What happened to the microphone? Emily Elizabeth Cruz. Michaela Ann Madden. Amberly Nicole Brandon. Is it Lee? Jessica Lee Jocelyn. Casey Alana Anderson. Mika Ray Gallardi. Paul Easton Carpenter. Nathan Patrick Kamari. Dylan John Franklin. Maxwell Barrett Marshall. Taylor James Martin. Brenda and Angel. Yasmin Moreno. Reina Elizabeth Diaz Santiago. Maria Guadalupe Figueroa Mota. Adriana Ceron Mendoza. Leo Manuel Claire Dosso. Daniel James Coleman. James Marshall Mungle. Lawrence James Wake Hood. Yuri William Trubnikov. Nicholas Brooks Bonston. Carlos Omar Vallarta Marentes. Natalie Rose Mattis. Heather Sue Meyer. David Michael Holmstrom. Curtis Allen Edgar. Ernesto Ortiz Cisneros. Mario Alberto Carreño Gatica. Jose Luis Carrero Zermeno. Charlene Ray Smale. Stephen Raymond Soper. Matthew Judson Copeland. Matthew Odell Williams. Jacob Daniel Fenner Eckhoff. Nathan Antonio Medeiros. Rachel Marie Kaufman Luther.
Michael Robert Stauber. Casey Michael Healy. Christopher Edison Samuel. Vince Louis de Quattro III. Daniel Jordan Patriquin. Nizamuddin Ziegler Kadri. Kyle Nathan Hoffman. Aaliyah Aaron Sparks. Eduardo Alfaro Chavez. Diego Franco Casillas. Christopher Lemos Ochoa. Parwinder Purwal. Kyle Jean Bergstrom. What? Okay. Thomas Overzet. Jared Barella. Niles Dean Engelson. Rosina Garcia Guiterres. Yeah, congratulations. Eric Benjamin Olson. James Dale Westling Sanborn. My son, of whom I am most proud, Dante Graziano Cecchini. Honey, give me a hug. Jacob Michael Montero. Nicholas William Marsh. Jeffrey Vincent Crudo. Cooper Jack Reynolds. Whitaker Dolan Strain. Jonathan Joseph Nadale. Dustin Rafael Ragosino. Hey, honey. David John Frederick Warner. Patrick Thomas Martin Schaefer. Caleb Joseph Forsyth. Paulo Covelo Went. Was it Paulo? Paulo Covelo Went. Sorry. Quinn Anthony Hunter. Carter Bailey Olson. Hey, Colby James Reese. Anthony Hernandez. Taylon Warren Hinks. Laura Lee Konwinski. Adam Martin O'Brien. Barbara Di Michele. Katrina Skuge. Skylar Gavin Glory Hadley.
At this time, I'd like to ask Maggie Diesendorf, the senior class president, to come to the podium to present the class gift.
The class of 2009 would like to present a gift to Petaluma High School in return for everything that has given us these past 4 years. We are providing funds in order to help redo Martinez Hall and to create trophy cases to display all of our incredible achievements. We cannot give enough thanks to all of the people who have been a vital part of this journey. Thank you. Please join me in welcoming to the stage Hope Hanselman for our concluding tassel ceremony.
All right, graduates, now for the moment you've all been waiting for. Please join me in moving your tassels from right, ready, to left. Congratulations!